Hello everyone and welcome to episode 74 of my Guild Wars 2 Let's Play series. For today, I am currently in Mount Maelstrom, but at the start of this episode, I want to go do two fun things, and that is to fight two world bosses, where the first world boss that I fought is Triple Trouble, the three great jungle worms in Bloodtide Coast, which I have already done this world boss before in my Let's Play series, where I did it quite a while ago, where I did the Amber Worm. Where today I want to go ahead and do the Crimson Wurm, and then in the future I will probably do Cobalt Worm, and I'll probably do maybe Amber Worm again as well, just maybe on various characters that I have. But I haven't done Triple Trouble on this character, so when I loaded into Bloodtide Coast I just spent a little bit of time waiting, completing a couple of the tasks around here, but then the world boss began. Where the Crimson Wurm is pretty similar to Cobalt and Amber in the sense that this is the same meta event where we are working together as a team across the map, where we have three different groups and we are fighting the jungle worm together, and we have to kill the jungle worms together, decapitate them all at roughly the same time, and then kill all of the jungle worm heads at around the same time. But each of the worms have different mechanics, where if you remember from my Amber Worm episode a while ago, we got eaten by the worm, we went inside the worm, we found this dead adventurer and we grabbed his harpoon gun and we fought our way out of the worm, and then we shot the worm with the harpoon gun. This worm is a little bit more straightforward than that, where we have three different collectors and we are going to have pools of pheromones, where there are three different types of pheromones. One is yellow, one is blue, and one is red, and basically we just run around in a circle around this area, pick up the pheromones and bring it to the collector, where we are going to hold off at the last second to fill in the last collector while we wait for the other two groups. Since Crimson Wurm tends to be the first one, which is crit, aka it's ready to decapitate the head, and we're just waiting for Amber and Cobalt to be crit as well, so we can decapitate all three heads at roughly the same time, because that's what you have to do for this fight. And we did just that. Where this is an interesting Triple Trouble run, because the guild that was doing this was doing a drunk Triple Trouble, where I didn't participate in this, but I was kind of like thinking about doing this, where they were like playing a drinking game while playing Triple Trouble, which is kind of like a fun thing that, you know, some guilds would do with like various things, where they like take like a meta event or like a raid or something and make it more fun. A lot of people love the music guilds that run through raids and they play music while doing raids, which is always fun to watch. But after Crimson Jungle Wurm, I returned to Mount Maelstrom and I did the Megadestroyer world boss, where this isn't like a real big official world boss like the Shadow Behemoth, for example, where I don't think there's really any achievements, but this is still categorized as a world boss and you get like world boss drops. And it is a big meta event in Mount Maelstrom, where you fight the Inquest and some destroyers around here, and then you have the fight itself, where we just fight this massive destroyer minion that pops out of the core of the volcano. And I think this is just a phenomenal vibe to have at this map, where you have like a massive volcanic lava enemy that you fight in the center of a massive, you know, volcano with a ton of lava everywhere. It's just a very cool environment with a very cool boss. And I don't typically really enjoy this boss mechanically a lot. It's like an alright fight, but I just absolutely love the aesthetics of this fight, and I think it's really, really cool. And with that, I have now completed two world bosses in Mount Maelstrom and two jumping puzzles, so we just have a little bit more left to go.
Have your own crew someday. You need to think less about pets and more about work. Now collect some samples for the lab.
Where we are back at Oxbow IO, and this space has served as our primary base of operations for the last little bit of our adventures, and I'm going to go ahead and head north across this bridge, where if you look at the map here, we have the northeastern corner where we have one task, and we have this area over here we saw the outside of previously left to explore, where we have a massive meta event, Toil for the Coil, where I'll just point out down here, right about here is where the fourth portal spawns in order to get to the hidden garden that we explored the last episode. And I see there is a point of interest right here, so let's go ahead and grab a Moss Tide Wafts, where we can head north a bit, where we have this point of interest and a waypoint here with our task, a vista down here, and we have an unexplored area right here, which is actually kind of a fun area. And we have a fellow adventurer who has a raptor here, and for this task we want to eliminate Inquest spies, ensure supplies get to Gallon's Folly, and spar with packed brawlers. So let's go ahead, grab the point of interest and the waypoint, where there's only one more waypoint left to get. But first, let's explore this hidden area right here, or not really hidden, it's just a spot that you don't really have to come to for any piece of a map completion, but it is a troll cave, and I really love the look of this cave, and I really like the vibes of this cave, because we can see these Asura warning signs right here that read that there are angry trolls who dislike visitors. But if we come right over here, this is where we entered the map of Mount Maelstrom originally a couple episodes ago. So we have this little passage that basically takes us from the beginning right over to the end of the map. And if you know me, I always love stuff like that in video games, where you have this like little connecting path that takes you from like the start of an area to the end of an area, or the start of the area is, you know, lower level, where the end is a bit higher level, where when you come into this map you're level 60, and these cave trolls are like level 68, level 69, so they are definitely very, very challenging. Where I am now level 71, I gained a level while we were doing road bosses, and I will probably gain a couple more levels this episode, so we're definitely getting very close to the big 8-0. But now we have this task to do, where I just remember spending a lot of time right here just killing a bunch of inquests, where it looks like we can turn in some supplies, and there are a variety of ways you can complete this task. Where if I mount up, let's go ahead and head back towards the packed base right here, because we got some supplies, we killed some inquests. We can go ahead and turn in the supplies to progress this task a little bit. We have Zara right here. Here are some supplies, and then we have some brawlers around here. So here's a Priory Arcanist brawler, and I think we can start multiple fights if we want, just to get like lots of task progression a little bit more quickly if we can kill like multiple of them at the same time. But we have to be like a little bit careful as far as like our own abilities in order to take this fight goes. So not too challenging, but I think I'm going to go ahead and head out here, because I don't think I want to spend my entire time just killing some brawlers, and I'd rather kill some of these inquests, because it's always nice to kill some inquests, just some evil, devious enemies, where there are a couple of good inquests that exist, and maybe they're just more misguided. But your typical inquest goons are definitely some easy targets in order to kill without feeling really bad about killing what are basically the same as any other Asura, but they just have a different view on how to progress through life. We have a big inquest right here that we can go ahead and defeat, where he does have quite a bit of health, so this might take a little long. He's not dealing too much damage, so it's mostly just a big sponge of an enemy. Or I guess I'll maybe try to focus some of the other enemies right now, and we can do AoE damage to this big guy. This definitely took a very long time, but I finally brought him down to 0% health, and I got a decent amount of progress for that, so I guess that wasn't the worst thing to do in the world, but that boss in particular was definitely very tanky. Here we can see these enemies are a bit less tanky, a little bit more squishy, but they do give less progress towards our task completion, where this is a very cool spot right here. We can just stand here and we can look out into the map. There's a lot of like valleys right here. We can see that big inquest base over there, and just the expanse of Mount Maelstrom. And I don't think we can really see the volcano itself from here. It's not really in loading distance, but it's still very cool to pretend it's off in the distance over there. Or maybe we see a little bit of an edge of it. Can't quite tell, but we can definitely see some cliffs over there. And a Mark II golem right here, where I really love the look of the Mark I and the Mark II golems in Guild Wars 2, especially this one looks very, very cool. You can see the fun like red, like hex texture right there, just like the red and black and gray like aesthetic across the entire design of this golem. Just very, very cool looking. Fantastic design, where the inquests do have that red, black, and gray aesthetic on like their outfits as well, as we can see kind of on this one who is stuck inside their flame turret a little bit, but on all the inquests that we have fought in the game and will continue to fight throughout the game, since that is the colors of the inquest. There's a chest right here with a Scrit Burglar. I should have known there was a Scrit Burglar in this chest, because this chest wasn't here before and it just spawned. where we might get an achievement here. I'm gonna go ahead and do my best to kill this script burglar, but I don't really feel like I'm going to be able to with my current power level. And since we are by ourselves, if I had like a little bit better gear right now, I think this would be better for us, but he's already like halfway towards where he needs to go. Down here we can see with the marker there. And maybe best case scenario, he just transforms us and we get an achievement. Though we are actually dealing quite a bit of damage right now, so maybe this will be a little close. 10%. Can I believe? I think I can believe. There we go. I did not get transformed into a Psymoth like the other enemies around there, so I don't think I got an achievement, but I did get some loot and I got some experience for completing that, which is fun. But I do need to run back here really quickly because I still need to complete this task. There should just be a few inquests around here for us to defeat. This inquest just teleported over there, which is kind of scary. That very advanced technology. And I think we'll see after killing this specific inquest, I'll just have to kill like 2 more, where that veteran inquest up there did respawn, and I'm going to avoid him because I do not want to go through that fight again because it took so much effort in order to defeat that inquest. And this Mark 1 golem we can see looks different than the Mark 2 golem we fought, but still kind of like the same aesthetics, where we see like the hex pattern there with the red, black, and gray design overall. But I'm going to go ahead and actually we have some unexploded mortar shells here. There's one, and I saw one right here. Let's grab this, and that will complete our task for us, where I can leave this inquest there. We can give ourselves some swiftness, and we can get our task reward, where we are very, very close to level 72. So we are about to level up. Or let's get to this vista where we have this like pillar right here, and we have a few more pillars right over here, and you can see some like stones that are just laid right here that will allow us to get onto the pillars, where we can jump up the pillars. This is kind of like a very mini jumping puzzle, which is very fun. But we can climb up here and see this inquest base. And this is a very, very, very cool inquest base. Now let's go ahead and get our level up rewards, where we can pick one of these new pieces of armor. I think I want to go, well, I already have an exotic mask. Let's go with these gloves. Oh, we get all 3 actually. So that's actually very nice. Let's equip that, I think, and then let's equip this. And let's equip that. So we are definitely more powerful now, and that's very fun. But let's go ahead and explore this inquest base, which is a very, very cool inquest base, as we discovered right here, Infinity Coil, where this is the location of one of the the dungeons in Guild Wars 2, which we can explore. But we have this like outer ring here, and then we have this inner area, where let's explore the outer ring first, where this is a very, very fascinating inquest base, because it is basically a massive laboratory, and it is a laboratory where they are experimenting on Elder Dragon minions, and they're trying to learn about the Elder Dragons and the Elder Dragons like energies and whatnot. Where we have a very interesting thing, because where we are in the Guild Wars 2 story right now, we know of 5 Elder Dragons. We have Primordus, we have Krakatork, Jormag, Zaitan, and a mysterious 5th Elder Dragon that we know a little bit about, but not too much. We know their name starts with an S because of an ancient tablet that is basically mostly destroyed, but it is about that Elder Dragon, and we know that the name starts with an S because that's basically all that is left on the tablet. But those are the only Elder Dragons that we know about. But we have 6 different laboratories right here where they are studying 6 different things. Well, let's go ahead and come into this area right here where we have the Zone Black, which is related to Zaitan, where there's an inquest that is just floating there. So they have really advanced their technology, and they are investigating like Zaitan minions, where there's like a event that's happening right here where we can go ahead and capture this laboratory. But then we can come over here to a very interesting area where right here we have these 2 inquests, where the scientist says this room isn't adequate for the subject. There's a fissure in the wall right there. We are in Zone Blue. It is currently under construction, so they are currently working on this area, and we can see this pipe here, which is the pipe that we saw last episode leading out towards Draknar's Forge and ruined Draknar, where they are pumping water in here. The floor tile is separating from the wall over there, and we can see really interesting like written scripts all over this inquest base, which is kind of fascinating, and I'm not sure if you can read them, but it would be interesting if you can. And that area over there is not currently sealed off, where there is an excavation assistant golem right there that we can go ahead and chat with. So let's just loop around here really quickly. Where subject does not match registered inquest users, please vacate the premises immediately. Where let's go ahead and actually leave this area where these 2 inquests are attacking us, but we got the point of interest here, so we can go ahead and leave this spot here for now. So presumably the inquest have some sort of subject connected to the mysterious water elder dragon, the 5th elder dragon that we know a little bit about, where we know quite a bit about the 4 other elder dragons that we know about right now, where we have the branded area right here at Zone Violet, where there's a branded ogre right there that they're experimenting on. And then we can go ahead and come north here, where we're pretty close to the hidden garden right now, but we can come into this room, which is going to be the Jormag area, Zone White. And I'm going to go ahead and leave this spot here because we have this point of interest collected. But then we can come into this area where we have Zone Green, where this is a very, very interesting area because we see all these different rooms here, where we have this room over here that we will explore. I believe it's called Zone Red, and it is Primordis, where we have a Primordis destroyer area, then we have a Zaitan area, we have the mysterious water elder dragon area, and then we have a Krokatork area, and then we have a Jormag area, and these are all the elder dragons that we currently know about. But there's this 6th area right here, Zone Green, and we don't really know what the purpose of this location is, but we do have this hero challenge here, where this is a combat training golem that we can go ahead and fight, where he is going to teach us some abilities, and he's actually pretty powerful with his whirling assault there. Right, let's go ahead and just try to throw as many conditions on him as possible. A level 69 enemy, and we are currently level 72. We just leveled up to 72, but we are scaled down to level 70, and I'm kind of surprised by how much like health he has right now.
You have met all requirements. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1.
Where we have now completed this hero challenge, which is a very interesting hero challenge because it's just like a random combat training fight, but it takes place in this very interesting Zone Green, where we have some death blossoms here that attack us a little bit. But let's go ahead and leave out of here, and we can go down this tunnel to get to the last area, which I said I believe is a Zone Red, which is the Primordis area, where there are quite a few destroyers in this map, so it must not be too difficult for the inquest to be able to get some destroyer specimens for them to experiment with. But we have zone red there, and now let's head towards the center. That was the last point of interest we needed, and we got the last hero challenge we needed, and now we can get to the final waypoint as we head into the center of the Infinity Coil, where we have these like really fun platforms here that have bridges in between them, and we can come here to see the Crucible of Eternity entrance for one of the biggest dungeons in Guild Wars 2 right here, where we got map completion, where we got a black line chest key, and we also got a few other items where these aren't necessarily better than what we currently have equipped, but it's fun to get these items. And if we come into our mail, we should have gotten a letter about map completing Mount Maelstrom, but we did not, which is interesting. So I'm just going to leave that as that for now. But we have indeed now officially 100% completed Mount Maelstrom, and we have explored every area in Mount Maelstrom, where this is the final area of the Maguma Jungle, which is just mechanically part of the Maguma Jungle. I talked about this a long time ago, I think. But we have Caledon Forest, Metrica Province, and Brisbane Wildlands, which are actually in the Maguma Jungle, and they are mechanically part of the Maguma Jungle. But then we also have Sparkfly Fen down here, and we have Mount Maelstrom, which aren't really in the Maguma Jungle, but mechanically they are in the Maguma Jungle, just so this region of the world has a total of 5 zones, where we also have Kryda here, which has 5 zones, and then we have Ascalon over here, which has 6 zones, and then we have the Shiver Peak Mountains, which has 5 zones. Is that right? No, the Shiver Peaks has 6 zones as well. And then the Ruins of Ore, which is this big area down here that we have to explore, has 3 zones. So we have now technically officially completed everything in the Maguma Jungle, but I missed a couple of things in Sparkfly Fen that I want to go back and explore, where there is one little area of the map that I actually did not explore when I was there on my Human Guardian character, I believe is the character I was playing in Sparkfly Fen. So we can go ahead and grab that, and maybe I'll go grab it on my Human Guardian as well. But there's also a jumping puzzle that we can explore, and since we are right next to the jumping puzzle, let's go ahead and explore this place. This is Inquest Hex Foundry G14, and I'm going to be a little bit honest here. I'm not sure if I've ever properly completed this jumping puzzle. I'm sure I have, I just don't really remember it, and it's really loosely a jumping puzzle. It's not like a full proper jumping puzzle that you can do, but it is still technically a jumping puzzle, where I'm just going to clear out these inquests. And now let's jump over this fence, and let's see if I can figure out how to get into this area where we have this terminal here. Emergency evacuation protocols initiated. All crew are required to evacuate the facility due to priority is research data. Do not, safety last. Safety last, of course. But let's go ahead and clamber down here a little bit where I fell. And I just fell straight into the water here. But that is actually a good thing, because I want to come over here for a brief moment, because I got a location in Guild Wars 2 GeoGuessr, which is a fun Guild Wars 2 fan game that is right somewhere around here. Let's see if I can remember how to get to it. But I had no idea where I was, and I was surprised to see that I was actually in this jumping puzzle, and I did not recognize it at all. Well, let's climb up here, where there's a risen Quaggan here. I guess let's go ahead and kill this Quaggan first. Maybe we should complete this jumping puzzle first. So this kind of seems like how we're supposed to enter this place. We're supposed to drop down. Let's come into here really quickly. Hex Foundry Unhinged. This is indeed in the jumping puzzle area. Break through the containment field. Let's go ahead and deal with this Elder Dragon minion that the Inquest were experimenting on. A risen Quaggan, which is very, very sad to see. Take care of this Quaggan. And now we have this terminal here, which test subject is succumbing to the energy faster than preliminary allowed for. Physical mutation is immediate. Let's climb up this way, because this seems like it's taking us through like a direct path or something. So that's the entrance right there. So we can come over this way, And then we can climb up here maybe, where we can disable this. Which that disabled one of the force fields there. So, if I remember correctly, I think there are 3 different switches, one of which is right over here, that we can go ahead and try to climb towards, where I don't entirely remember how to get over there specifically. Maybe if we climb up here, then we can jump on these, and then jump over this. Then can I make this jump? Let's give ourselves some swiftness here. Can make that jump pretty easily, and then drop down here, and then we can disable this one. So then that must mean there is a 3rd one for us to disable. So we can climb up here for a split second, and we can see that this area over there is indeed disabled, the back force field. Alright, let's come this way, because I think we want to drop down somewhere right around here, where we have this laser here, which is in the area I'm trying to get to. But, oh, do we want to go up there? Oh, did I drop down too far? Did I mess this up? Can I make this jump like this? I'm not sure if I can. I might have messed up, and I might have to like go back to get over towards this area. I do see another player here now, and I just fell. I think I can climb back up right here. So if I just climb up like this, and then over here, this is kind of fascinating because whenever I come into this area, I feel like it's only ever during like a specific daily, so it's always completed for you. So you just have to climb up to the door right there basically. But, oh, I dodged. I meant to dodge jump there, but I can go ahead and jump this way, I think. And now that we're here, let's jump onto this one, over to this one, and then to here, and then over to here, because I think we want to drop down into this area where we have this terminal here, and then I think we can drop down there where there's a chest, and this is the area that I got in Guild Wars 2 GeoGuessr that I was so surprised by. Right in front of us here, where we have this like little tunnel right here, and these lasers that are going to deal a lot of damage to us probably. And I think this is where we wanted to go. I'm not entirely sure. I'm actually a little lost right now. Okay, so this is the entrance here. I feel like I missed something. And I'm currently stuck in this animation, and I am going to die. Luckily for me, I have my shroud ability. So I got this chest, and I didn't see anything here to interact with. And I'm probably going to actually die now. Let's go into Shroud. Let's get into the water. And yeah, I'm definitely a little lost. Maybe there's something to interact with in the water. Or did I interact with it and now... Nope, it's not open. There's this like crazy effect on the roof there, where there's like a lot of magic going up to the roof. Oh, did I mess that jump? I did mess that jump up. I think I was going to the right area, but I think maybe I have to go like up there instead of dropping down. I think the chest is like a red herring. So let's just drop carefully there. And these 2 force fields are still deactivated, but the Inquest Golem is gone. Where... I'm not sure actually. There's that entire area over there. Maybe that's somewhere we need to go. Let's drop right here. Drop over to this. Up to here. And then I guess this is the area that we did go into. I don't think there's any way up here. Or is it up here maybe? We climb up here. Oh, here's an Inquest switch. So we just... Oh, a veteran flesh golem. I'm going to go ahead and leave the flesh golem there. We are friends with some flesh golems. But now We're here. Can I climb out this way without dropping back down towards the switch? Because I think the main way to the door is now active. Let's go ahead and just climb all the way back up the natural way. So I believe I fully understand the jumping puzzle now. I just never took time to like fully understand what's going on here. But there are 3 switches you must activate in order to deactivate the 3 different force fields here. And the 3 switches are located where I just switched them off at. One right here or wherever, and then one's back there, and then one is up there, where it's kind of tricky to see where exactly to go, but you just have to basically continue going forward there. And then we can go ahead and just climb up this way in order to get over towards the main chest right here. So let's go ahead and drop down right here where we have the 3 force fields we have deactivated. Did I mess up? Okay. Where we can come into here, and we have our grand chest where we have a veteran Mark 1B golem or IB golem, where I have now completed the Hex Foundry Unhinged jumping puzzle, which I have completed quite a few jumping puzzles in my time here in the world of Tyria. But we do have a few more to go for, which I am excited to continue doing. Where I do have this achievement, Fawcett's Revenge, take a one-way trip into Captain Fawcett's Pit of Death, which is in the Fawcett's Bounty. Is that, yes, Fawcett's Bounty jumping puzzle located in Rathy Hinterlands, I believe. So maybe we could go to that one really quickly as well, where we can just kill this golem like so and loot the golem, and now we can loot the chest as well. And these force fields are going to be deactivated for some time, so if somebody comes into this area, they can go ahead and explore it as well. Right now we can go ahead and explore this area of Sparkfly Fen, because right around here I got a massive lag spike for some reason. We have an area that I missed exploring, which is kind of embarrassing, but we have Shadow Cleft Hills, which is the last area that I needed for my Maguma Explorer achievement, which is fun. And if we climb up this way, we will have a mastery point that we can go ahead and commune with in order to get a mastery point that we can use once we reach level 80. Which this is a pretty simple mastery point to get to. We have this cave here with some cave spiders. So let's go ahead and kill all the spiders really quickly. Where I thought, oh yeah, there's a third one right here. Let's go ahead and pull this one as well, just so we can have the mastery point nice and easily for us. Switch over to my axe. And now we can commune with this place of power, and doing so will grant us an achievement as well, where we got 1 more achievement points, which is fun. And I think I'll waypoint over here really quickly, and let's go ahead and switch to my human guardian really quickly, where we are currently at Vigil Keep. But let's come back down here just so I can unlock this little area right here, just so it's unlocked on my map art. So, you know, I need my map art to be fully uncovered on my characters, or else it's going to bother me a little bit. And I explored all of Sparkfly Fen on this character, but did not explore this area. So this is just going to be very, very satisfying. Just have to go right there, just a little bit from the waypoint right here, and we have uncovered this area, and we can see the master point is already unlocked because it is unlocked on our entire account. But back on this character, now that I have explored this jumping puzzle, got this master point in this area, and I've explored all Mount Maelstrom, let's go ahead and just close the episode out by doing a few fun random things around Tyria, where there's just like 2 more things I basically want to do. One of which is to return to the Rathy Hinterlands, which I did explore this area on this character, where I do have that 1 jumping puzzle achievement that I can go ahead and get. If I come into here really quickly, we can see it once again, and where this is an ore, this is an ore, this is a special area, this is a special area, this is going to be an Ascalon in the future, in the Shiver Peaks in the future, also ore, and a few more special areas, where all these are to just complete jumping puzzles in areas we have not been to yet. But we have Fawcett's Revenge, which is kind of like a quirky little achievement where we need to take a one-way trip into Captain Fawcett's Pit of Death. So let's go ahead and do just that. Which I did explore Fawcett's bounty onto this character, which is a very, very fun area with the ship inside of the cove, which is always a cool aesthetic to see. But we can go ahead and enter through here. Let's give ourselves some swiftness. There's another player in here where they are doing something where they put a boulder on that pressure plate. Let's come up here and put a boulder onto this pressure plate. And let's go grab a third boulder and put it on the pressure plate over there. Or we can just weigh it down like so. And now we can enter into this area that is unlocked for us. Where when we came through here originally, we have this second room here with all of these rocks, and I believe this is where the jumping puzzle, or this achievement specifically, is located, where we can go ahead and just drop right down there where that player dropped, and they are currently gliding and they're trying to free themselves, but they're just going to die like that, and they probably just got the achievement if they did not already have it. Here, the normal way to get through here is you need to identify these like specific rocks like this, but we can also just drop down like this, and that is our achievement, Fawcett's Revenge. Where let's go ahead and take a look at our Explorer achievement, where we have a few things here that we can explore in the future, where there are quite a few for us to complete, including a few different mini dungeons, which I think I'm gonna have to go through these at some point and just see which mini dungeons I have left to complete. But we do have Ascalon Explorer that we're almost done with, and Shiver Peak Explorer, and we've been working on our Dive Master achievement, where we have gotten 17 out of 38 of the diving locations. So I can look at doing that in the future as well. But now I think I just want to spend a couple minutes returning to Queensdale onto this character, where I'm just going to do a little bit more map completion in this map once again, where I've done quite a bit of map completion in Queensdale in this Let's Play series, because of course I did it in the first few episodes of this series, but I've returned here every now and then just to complete a little bit more here and there, where I did some stuff in Beetleton and I've done some stuff around Shaymore. Let's go ahead and continue in Shaymore, where I've talked about this a little bit throughout my Let's Play, but to just dive deep into it for a couple of minutes, I've been doing map completion on every map in the game, and I'm going to continue doing map completion on every map. But I've been playing a lot of characters, and I'm slowly condensing down to mostly playing on a single character, where I will still be playing on other characters here and there, of course. Especially in the next like 3 episodes, I'm definitely going to be doing some stuff, 4 episodes maybe even, where we will just be exploring some other characters and some other areas of the world. But I've been playing on many different characters, and this person's going like full DPS rotation on these bandits. I can't hit them. Let's come up here. Where across all my characters, I've completed the majority of Tyria, but if we come into our Explorer achievements once again, we have, or not Explorer, our Hero achievements, we have been there, done that. Map complete all locations in Tyria, where we are 24% of the way there. So while I've explored maybe 80% of Tyria, I'm not exactly sure. Probably above 80% maybe. Again, I'm not exactly sure. We've explored a lot of Tyria, but I've only gotten 24% on this achievement on the character that I've done the most on, which is not this character. I only have 22% road completion. But since I've been doing so much road completion across so many different characters, none of my characters necessarily have a lot of road completion on them individually. And I think I want to get road completion on this character as my first road completion on this account. But I'm only going to start going for a bunch of road completion once I reach level 80, so that I can reach level 80 onto this character in a video and not like off screen or whatever. Where I might try to incorporate like some streams into that, but I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of like road completion off screen as I try to get all of the maps that I've completed on all my various characters completed on this character as well, so we can have our special world completion. So that's just something that I'm going to be working on in the somewhat immediate future, and I might share some of it and I might not share any of it, and basically anything I do share is just stuff that we've already done, but I'll just be doing it on a different character than the character that I originally did it on, where I just completed this task, which we completed on our human guardian in, was it the first episode of the series or was it the second? It might have been the first episode of the series. So we are currently on episode 74, and we just did some content that we completed on episode 1 as well, where we have this vista here, which we probably got on episode 2, where we have this hero challenge over here, which we actually already got. And we have this task here we can complete. This waypoint we can unlock right over here. We have this point of interest that we can get right here. This other task we can complete with this waypoint right here that we can go ahead and also unlock. And then this point of interest right over here, where I can enter clay pool, so we'll unlock this area, and there's this waypoint right here that we'll get as well. This Seraph Guard and this character called Mona looks like we can attack them, but they're not actually people we can attack, which is interesting. And with this large group of players with us also working on this task, we can go ahead and complete this task and level up to level 73, which is fun. Where we have Mona here, who is now actually like fully an ally to us, where we can get Mona's ring, which I don't think is important for us at all. And we can go ahead and get our loot here, where I think I'll go ahead and clean up my inventory off screen, and we can return next episode on a new character where I have a special surprise for what I wanted to look at next episode, where we will return to this character soon enough. But I hope you all enjoyed watching my adventures in the Steamspur Mountains and then doing a little bit of stuff in Kryta at the end of the episode. But I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves, and remember, as always, to drink some water, check your posture, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on the Road of Tyria. Goodbye.